Everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for being on Facebook Live. I appreciate all my fans. And good morning on YouTube. If you're not a subscriber or a fan, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. My name is May Doldalau. I live in Honolulu, Hawaii with my 6-year-old son, Jordan, and my husband, Jamel. And the blog is yesfinanciallyfree.com. If you are not a subscriber to our email list, go to yesfinanciallyfree.com right now. Put in your first name and email address on the right side, and you will get emails about when I will be live, what I will be talking about, replays to all my videos, and also you will have direct links to my blog. I will put the blog post underneath this live video as well. So if you want more information on today's topic, then go there. Today's topic is the 90-10 riddle from Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. Why do 10% of people make 90% of the wealth, 90% of all the money? Why? So we're going to talk about that riddle today. Before I start, I want to tell you a little bit about myself, okay? So I actually own this condo with my husband, and we owned another one in Waikiki, which is an Airbnb business. But back in 2011, I owned no property, okay? I had over $40,000 of debt, all credit cards, lines of credit, like 8 different ones. And I had a lot of trouble paying my bills. So I was working at a bank at a time. By 2016, April, paid off all the debts, improved our family's net worth by $500,000, making almost $500 a month in passive income, quit my job the day before Christmas, became a full-time mommy and a part-time finance freedom coach. I created mastermind groups where members got together and did what I did, which is pay off debt, but more importantly, create passive income and improve net worth at the same time, all right? The goal was to become financially free as quickly as possible for all members. That is Finance Freedom Mastermind. I still have groups going on today. You can find more at yesfinanciallyfree.com. So I tell my story to give you guys an idea of what can happen in your life. If you suck with money, if you have lots of credit card debt, if you have student loan debt, whatever's going on in your life, and you have no idea how to create passive income, you want to be financially free, you want to be better with money, but you don't know how, then there is a way, and you can do it. You can do it, I tell you. So you just have to decide. YesFinanciallyFree.com is a friendly place in this universe where you can go and get the guidance you need. If you are a busy parent, if you're just busy, if you want to figure out how to get good with money, you don't know how, YesFinanciallyFree.com is there 24/7 all the time. And my name is May Doldalau, and that's the story. So let's talk about the 90-10 riddle from Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. So this is the book, Rich Dad's Guide to Investing by Robert Kiyosaki. What the rich invest in that the poor and the middle class do not. So it's a very interesting book. I highly recommend it. We are working through it in one of our mastermind groups. And today we talked about chapter 20, chapter 19, and chapter 20, which is about the 90-10 riddle. And the 90-10 riddle is, why do 10% of people make 90% of the wealth? Okay, so this is a really important question. All right, so how do they? And he has a story in his book where he's teaching this class at this university. They're in an entrepreneurship program, and he's there talking to them, and he listens to one. He asks, who has a plan to become rich? And this one young man raises his hand and says, I'm going to get out of here, get a job that pays me $150,000 a year, whatever it was. I'm going to put aside $20,000 a year and invest it, and I will be rich. And Robert Kiyosaki was like, that's a good plan, but it's not going to make you the 10% that's the wealthiest in the world. And he's like, isn't it? Why not? Well, you have to solve this riddle. So today we're going to do the riddle together, okay? And he talks about a lot of different things on how the top 10%. And he has some examples. And I'm going to draw a diagram here while we're talking about the examples. So he has this example of when he was a kid, and his rich dad, in the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, when he was a kid, his rich dad took away his salary he was helping out at a convenience store. He took away the money he was paying him because he said, you don't want to ever work for money. You don't want to get a job and work for money. You want to have money work for you. Basically, you want to have assets that create income for you. You don't want to be dependent on a job all your life, right? So he took his money away. He's like, find a way to make money. So they ended up finding all these comic books that the convenience store that Rich Dad owned, they were throwing away all these comic books. So he asked if he could keep them. And the guy said, as long as you don't sell the comic books. So what Robert Kiyosaki and his friend, who was Rich Dad's son, these two boys, what they did was they started a comic book library business where you would pay like a certain amount of money, like 25 cents, 10 cents, whatever, to go inside the library with all the books and read as many as you want during that time you're there. And so they charged like a membership fee kind of sort of, but at daily rate. And they turned these comic books that were going to be thrown away into an asset because they never sold the comic books. They just rented time to read them. And they were just kids. And they created an asset out of nothing, okay? So he has this thing he shows people, and I will show you right now. It's like a chart that Rich Dad taught him. Okay, this is it. So you can solve the riddle with me today now. And this is a good riddle. He said Rich Dad made him solve this all the time, made his brain work in terms of a rich person, okay? So what's the riddle? All right, so you have income and expenses. This is your income statement. This is how much money do you make, how much you pay on expenses, right? Income statement. And this is your balance sheet, your assets and your liabilities. So how much do you have? How much do you owe? Your debts, okay? So this is very important to understand this. Now, what you want to do now is solve the riddle. How can you create an asset that puts income, all right? This asset is going to put money into your income statement. So how do you create an asset that puts money into your income statement, right? Without money, no money. How do you create an asset with no money? That's the riddle, all right? So he had an example of the comic books, right? They found comic books. They were being thrown away. They used those comic books, but it wasn't just the comic books. It was the process, the thinking process, the idea of making the comic books into a comic book library and then finding I think it was Mike's sister, his friend Robert and Mike, and I think it's Mike's sister was the librarian in charge. And she's the one who collected the money and made sure everybody was reading the books and not taking them, right? So they had to figure out a system where would they put the books, who would run the library, how would they collect the money, and that was their first asset they made without any money. But it's not just an idea, because a lot of people have good ideas and they don't make them into money, right? So what we need is not just the idea. We need to actually be able to take that idea, turn it into a business that functions and brings in income, all right? So let's think of another one. What is an asset you can create that you don't have to buy it? You just create it. You don't need any money, okay? So this will destroy the belief that you need money to make money. You need money to make money, okay? That is a false belief held by poor people, okay? So you want to change your mind that you can make money out of nothing, out of ideas, out of an entrepreneurial spirit. So let's go. What other ideas are there? You could write a book. You could write a book. That is an asset that can generate you money without you spending money. You could paint a painting. You could create an information product. I do that. I create information products. I have mastermind programs. I have the recordings of a mastermind program. I have the 7-Day Finance Freedom Challenge, right? 7 days, make 2 streams of passive income. One is from a high-yield savings account. One is learning how to buy your first dividend-yielding stock, right? These are all info products I created out of my mind, and then I made them systematically, created them on the internet, on my blog, and I sell them. So I figured out how to create them, how to structure them, put them out there, market them, and sell them. What else can we think of here? Maybe you could start a business, babysitting, but you're not the actual babysitter. You find babysitters to babysit clusters of kids who have to be together for COVID-19, right? And you employ parents who want to take care of their kids anyway. Well, there's a bunch of things you can think of. Assets, income. This is an exercise for your brain to create the entrepreneurial spirit. I hope you enjoy it. This is May Duldalau. The 90-10 riddle from Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. Why do 10% of people make 90% of the money, of the wealth? YesFinancialFree.com. Subscribe today. Aloha. Take care. Bye. Have a great day.